Did you know that the place where you prepare your meals, the heart of your home, could be secretly compromising your health? That kitchen you care for so much, with its inviting aromas and delicious dishes, might be hiding invisible, silent, and dangerous traps that day after day sabotage your well-being and that of your family. We're not talking about spoiled food or obvious contamination, but rather subtle, almost imperceptible habits that turn your culinary environment into a veritable sanctuary for germs. Small failures in hygiene routines, repeated over time, accumulate a microbial load that can, believe it or not, lead to serious and unexpected illnesses. Prepare for a shocking revelation that will change the way you see your kitchen. In this video, we'll unveil the 7 most common hygiene mistakes most people make without even realizing it. Each of these seemingly harmless slips is an open invitation for bacteria, viruses, and other pathogens to proliferate, transforming your countertop into an invisible battlefield against health. By the end of this video, you'll have the knowledge and tools to turn your kitchen into a bastion of safety and well-being, ensuring that every meal is synonymous with health, not risk. Stay with us, because what you're about to discover could be the secret to a much healthier life. Chapter 1. Not changing your dish sponge frequently. The dish sponge, seemingly harmless, is one of the dirtiest items in any kitchen, surpassing even the toilet in terms of bacterial contamination. Its porous and damp structure, combined with food residue, creates the perfect environment for the exponential proliferation of microorganisms. Every time you use it to clean plates and utensils, you are, in fact, spreading millions of bacteria all over your dishes and sink surface. It's a vicious cycle where apparent cleanliness hides an invisible danger. Scientific studies have shown that a single kitchen sponge can harbor over 360 different species of bacteria, including pathogens like Salmonella and E. coli, responsible for serious food poisoning. Even if you rinse the sponge after use, the moisture and the presence of organic particles ensure the survival and growth of these colonies. The ambient temperature of the kitchen further favors this proliferation, transforming your cleaning tool into a hotbed of cross-contamination. Many people believe that boiling the sponge or putting it in the microwave for a few seconds is enough to sterilize it. While these practices may temporarily reduce the bacterial load, they do not eliminate all microorganisms, especially the more resistant ones, and the effect is only temporary. Furthermore, the degradation of the sponge material can release microparticles and make its structure even more prone to accumulating dirt and germs, losing its cleaning effectiveness. The truth is that a dish sponge has a very limited lifespan when it comes to hygiene. Health experts recommend that it be completely replaced every week, or even more frequently, if usage is very intense or it starts to smell bad. The cost of a new sponge is negligible compared to the risk of food contamination and illnesses that an old, dirty sponge can cause, jeopardizing the health of the entire family. To mitigate the risks, in addition to frequent replacement, it is crucial to keep the sponge as dry as possible between uses, using a holder that allows for ventilation and water drainage. Wash it with soap and water after each use, and consider having separate sponges for different purposes, one for dishes and another for general sink cleaning. For example, small changes in sponge usage and disposal habits can make a huge difference in the safety and hygiene of your kitchen. Chapter 2. Using the same cutting board for raw meats and vegetables. The cutting board, such a basic and ubiquitous tool in our kitchens, can quickly become a vector for cross-contamination if not used correctly. Using the same surface to handle raw meats and, immediately afterward, vegetables that will be consumed raw is a blatant mistake that many people make due to lack of knowledge or haste. This carelessness creates a direct path for dangerous bacteria present in meat to migrate to foods that will not be cooked. Raw meats, especially chicken and red meat, are frequently colonized by bacteria such as Salmonella, Campylobacter, and E. coli. While proper cooking eliminates these pathogens from the meat, They remain on the surface of the cutting board. If you chop a salad or fruit on the same board without thorough prior sanitization, these microorganisms are transferred directly to the foods, which will be ingested without undergoing a bacteria elimination process. Even a quick wash with soap and water may not be enough to eliminate all bacteria embedded in the board's grooves, especially those made of wood or plastic, which, over time, develop cuts and crevices. These small imperfections become perfect shelters for microorganisms, protecting them from superficial cleaning. This is why cross-contamination is a real risk, even in seemingly clean and organized kitchens. The solution to this problem is simple and effective. Use separate cutting boards for different types of food. One board specifically for raw meats, which can be identified by color or different material, and another for vegetables, fruits, and bread. This practice, recommended by all health and food safety agencies, drastically minimizes the risk of pathogen transfer between foods, protecting your family from foodborne illnesses. In addition to having separate boards, sanitizing each one after use is fundamental. Wash them immediately with hot water and soap, thoroughly scrubbing all surfaces and grooves. Plastic or acrylic boards can be washed in a dishwasher at high temperatures, which aids in disinfection. Wooden ones, however, require complete air drying to prevent mold growth. Prevention is key to a safe and contamination-free kitchen. Chapter 3. Not cleaning the inside of the microwave regularly. The microwave, one of the most used appliances in the modern kitchen, is often forgotten when it comes to deep cleaning. The practicality of heating and defrosting food quickly makes us underestimate the accumulation of dirt and splashes that occur inside it with each use. What appears to be just a harmless stain is, in fact, a breeding ground for bacteria and fungi, compromising the hygiene of the food prepared there. Every time food explodes or splashes inside the microwave, small organic particles adhere to the walls, ceiling, and base of the appliance. These particles, rich in nutrients, become the perfect food for microorganisms. The heat and humidity generated during microwave operation create a greenhouse effect, accelerating the growth of bacterial colonies, which can include disease-causing pathogens. Many people tend to postpone cleaning the microwave because the dirt seems stuck and difficult to remove. However, these dry, encrusted residues are even more dangerous as they can harbor bacteria for long periods. Ignoring regular cleaning means that germs present in the splashes can contaminate the internal vapors, which then condense on the food, transferring contamination. The good news is that cleaning the microwave doesn't have to be a chore. A simple and effective method is to heat a bowl with water and lemon slices or vinegar for a few minutes until the steam starts to fog the glass. The steam softens the dirt, and the acids in the lemon help disinfect and remove odors. After this process, most residues can be easily wiped away with a damp cloth or paper towel. It is essential to incorporate microwave cleaning into your kitchen hygiene routine. Daily superficial cleaning is recommended, wiping with a damp cloth after each use for visible splashes, and a weekly deep cleaning. Keeping the inside of your microwave spotless not only extends the appliance's lifespan, but, more importantly, ensures your food is prepared in a safe, germ-free environment, protecting your health. Chapter 4. Storing hot food in the refrigerator immediately. A common mistake, often motivated by haste or the desire to organize the kitchen quickly, is placing still hot food directly into the refrigerator. While the intention is good, to prevent food from spoiling, this practice actually creates an ideal environment for bacterial proliferation and can compromise both food safety and your appliance's efficiency. It's a habit that, if not corrected, can lead to serious health problems. When you place hot food in the refrigerator, the internal temperature of the appliance increases significantly, especially in areas near the container. This temperature increase takes other foods already in the refrigerator out of the safety zone below 5 degrees Celsius, allowing bacteria present in them to multiply rapidly. It's like creating a mini tropical climate within an environment that should be cold and hostile to microorganisms. In addition to raising the ambient temperature of the refrigerator, the thermal shock caused by hot food generates condensation. This excessive humidity inside the refrigerator favors the growth of fungi and bacteria not only on newly stored foods, but also on internal surfaces and other products stored there. This increases the risk of cross-contamination and can even alter the quality and taste of neighboring foods. Bacterial proliferation is most intense in the danger zone temperature range, which varies between 5 degrees Celsius and 60 degrees Celsius. Foods that take a long time to cool pass through this zone slowly, giving bacteria plenty of time to multiply to dangerous levels. Food safety experts recommend that hot foods be quickly cooled to room temperature, ideally within 2 hours after cooking, before being refrigerated. To safely cool food before refrigerating it, divide large volumes into smaller portions. Use shallow containers that allow heat to dissipate more quickly. You can also speed up the process by placing the container in an inverted bain-marie, a bowl with ice and water. Only when the food reaches a safe temperature to the touch is it ready to go into the refrigerator, ensuring the preservation and safety of your meal. Chapter 5. Not sanitizing the kitchen sink daily. The kitchen sink, by its nature, is a gathering point for food residue, water, and a myriad of microorganisms. Many people quickly rinse it after washing dishes, believing that running water is enough to clean it. However, this superficial cleaning is misleading. The sink, especially its edges, drain, and faucets, accumulates a surprising amount of bacteria and fungi, making it one of the most contaminated places in the house. Research shows that the kitchen sink can have more bacteria than the toilet, including pathogens like E. coli and Salmonella. This happens because it comes into direct contact with raw meat, scraps, dirty vegetables, and the sponge, which, as we've already seen, is a source of contamination. Every time you prepare food or rinse your hands in a dirty sink, you are exposed to these microorganisms. The constant moisture in and around the sink creates an ideal environment for the growth of bacteria and mold. The grooves and pores of surfaces, even in stainless steel or granite sinks, can harbor invisible colonies. If the sink is not regularly cleaned and disinfected, these microorganisms can be easily transferred to utensils, clean dishes, and even to food handled nearby. Daily sanitization of the kitchen sink is fundamental to maintaining a safe environment. This goes beyond a simple rinse. After each main use, it's essential to wash the sink with detergent and hot water, scrubbing all surfaces, including the drain and the area around the faucet. Use a brush exclusively for the sink or a cloth that will be washed separately to avoid cross-contamination with dish utensils. At least once a day, or whenever raw meats are handled, the sink should be disinfected. Solutions like diluted bleach, 1 tablespoon per liter of water, or pure white vinegar can be used. Apply the solution, let it sit for a few minutes, then rinse thoroughly. This routine ensures that the sink is not a vector for disease, but rather a clean and safe environment for your culinary activities. Chapter 6. Forgetting to clean the can opener. The can opener is such a common and quickly used utensil that most people don't even think about its routine cleaning. It's often put away in the drawer after use without proper sanitization, creating a perfect environment for bacterial proliferation. We believe that since it's only used to open cans, there's no significant risk, but the reality is quite different and surprising. When you open a can, the blade and gears of the opener come into direct contact with the external surface of the can and often with the internal contents, which may have splashes or residues. Cans, before reaching your home, go through various stages of transport and storage, accumulating dust, dirt, and a variety of microorganisms on their surfaces. These impurities are transferred directly to the opener. Food residues, sugary liquids, or even small metal particles from the can get stuck in the crevices and indentations of the opener, especially in the gears and cutting blade. These residues, in combination with residual moisture, form an ideal breeding ground for bacteria like Staphylococcus aureus or Listeria, which can cause food poisoning. The lack of regular cleaning turns the can opener into a vector for cross-contamination. Every time you use it, you are depositing these germs back onto your hands and the edge of the can that comes into contact with the food. This is particularly dangerous if the food is consumed directly from the can, or if you are preparing something that won't be cooked, such as ready-to-eat beans or tomato sauce. The solution is simple. Wash the can opener immediately after each use. Disassemble it if possible, washing all its parts with hot water and soap. Use a small brush to remove any residue stuck in the gears and blades. If your opener cannot be disassembled, scrub it carefully and rinse thoroughly. Complete drying is crucial before storing it to prevent the growth of mold and bacteria, ensuring it's a safe tool in your kitchen. Chapter 7. Not washing hands properly before and after handling food. It seems obvious, doesn't it? Hand washing is the golden rule of hygiene, but the truth is that many people still don't do it correctly or underestimate its importance, especially in the kitchen environment. Our hands are the main tools for contact with food, and if they are contaminated, the entire preparation process can be compromised. It's a simple habit, but its faulty execution is one of the biggest causes of food contamination. Throughout the day, our hands come into contact with countless surfaces: cell phones, doorknobs, money, pets. Each of these interactions can deposit millions of bacteria, viruses, and other pathogens on our hands. If we don't wash our hands before touching food, these microorganisms are transferred directly to what we are going to eat or cook, creating an immediate risk of illness. Similarly, washing hands after handling certain foods, such as raw meats, eggs, or animal products, is equally critical. Even if you use utensils, your hands will inevitably come into contact with juices and residues from these foods, which contain dangerous bacteria. Not washing your hands after this contact means spreading these germs to other kitchen surfaces, such as countertops, faucets, and seasonings, leading to invisible cross-contamination. The correct way to wash your hands goes far beyond a simple rinse. You need to use soap and water and scrub for at least 20 seconds, covering all areas: palms, backs, between fingers, and under nails. Imagine singing "Happy Birthday" twice to get a sense of the time needed. Soap helps break down fats and dirt containing germs, allowing water to wash them away. Having a strict hand-washing routine is the cornerstone of a safe kitchen. Always wash your hands before starting any preparation, after handling raw meats, eggs, after coughing or sneezing, going to the bathroom, touching trash or pets, and before eating. This simple practice is your main line of defense against a multitude of diseases, protecting the health of those who consume the food you prepare. Conclusion: we've reached the end of our journey through these 7 hygiene mistakes that, without you realizing it, can be turning your kitchen into a hotbed of germs and diseases. From the forgotten dish sponge to the simple yet crucial act of hand washing, each of these points represents an opportunity to improve the health and safety of your home. Small changes in your routine can have a gigantic impact, ensuring that the heart of your home is truly a place of nourishment and well-being, free from invisible threats. We hope this video has been a true revelation and that you feel empowered to transform your kitchen into a safer and healthier environment. If you learned something new or found this content useful, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next valuable tips and information. Share this video with friends and family, because together we can build a world with cleaner kitchens and healthier lives.